video. The weather has turned. There is a chill in the air and it is now officially fall. We're filming in October. Hopefully this goes up in October. I'm very behind, but anyway, I thought this would be relevant for some of you because I do get questions about some of the shoe purchases I've made with Chanel and Hermes particularly, and some of you are interested in understanding how I find them comfort-wise, how I find them support-wise, and how practical they are within my life. So every time we think of designer shoes, we always think of special occasions and we get like the 4-inch heels, but we all know that they're not that practical. You don't get a lot of wear out of them, and while they do look really, really pretty, definitely investing a good amount of money in your daily footwear is definitely worth it. It doesn't have to be designer though. You don't have to go and buy expensive sneakers. You don't have to go buy expensive boots. But if you do like designer items and it's your thing, that's why you clicked on this video. So, but even within the designer shoes, there are hits and misses, of course. And I'm going to be giving you some of my recommendations for the upcoming fall-winter season and what I think are comfortable. Now, this isn't going to include footwear for snow because obviously when it snows, it's very different. We don't want our beautiful boots and beautiful shoes getting ruined. But I'm talking about when it's cold out. So if you guys have similar weather to Toronto, so Toronto has 4 seasons, okay? Sometimes it really just feels like 2. It's really, really cold, really, really rainy, or really hot and humid. But you know, sometimes you do have that seasonal variation. And you know, come end of September to end of November, you can get away with wearing loafers and some comfortable boots and comfortable sneakers. And then when it's raining, of course, you change your footwear accordingly if you don't want to get your shoes ruined. But some people still wear them, it's fine. They're shoes at the end of the day. So I'm going to start with some sneakers. Here we are, and I wiped these down, and definitely obviously I'm going to wash my hands after. Anyway, these are the Sport Trail sneakers in black. I think that's what they're called. I did reveal these on my channel many moons ago. Bought these in 2020. They were released, I think, in 2019, and I really did like them, but I never got a chance to try them on or get a hold of them. And then they were re-released. These are now permanent in the collection. So they do come in the permanent colors, black and white, but they do come in seasonal variations as well. This varies style. So sometimes they'll do a little bit of a tweed. Sometimes they'll do like a different mix of colors, but you'll always have black and white for sure. Just depends on how quickly they sell out and what the boutique orders, of course. As a sneaker, I honestly will say, these are really comfortable. And I'm a chiropractor, so like I am all for supportive footwear, and I always recommend people to get comfortable footwear that supports their arch and holds their ankle really nicely. And they're stylish as well. So I really got a lot of wear out of these. I'm still wearing them. They haven't worn down. If I look at the sole, like, I don't know what it is about these sneakers. They're just so supportive. I don't know what's inside, like it's not that heavy, but it feels like there's like a honeycomb sort of construction in the sole of the shoe. But they're just a dream to walk on. I highly recommend these. I have not treated these, I've not sprayed them at all. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. They are leather, and then there's like some microfiber and suede here as well. I've worn these a ton. I wore them all over when I went to Paris, and I'm doing a lot of walking. I wore them all over in Vegas, and I wear them to work as well. Like, you know, sometimes it's nice to have like a casual vibe. Like, they look really good with even dress pants, like faux leather trousers, obviously with leggings, and it can dress down an outfit but in an elevated way, right? So you're still pretty dressy wearing these sneakers. I even bought these actually in white, so you probably saw in my Paris unboxing I bought them in white. I actually didn't wear the white as much. I thought I'd wear them in the summer, but I did wear them a couple of times. But I'll tell you a few things. When I first wore these, I felt a little bit awkward because this kind of, maybe I should take this off. You see how this kind of sticks out? So it kind of, the shoe's longer than what a regular shoe would be in your size. So I'm usually a size 40 all the way around in designer shoes. So that's my European size. So that equates to a US 9.5 or sometimes US 10, but it's really a US 9.5. So size 40 I go with, but in the sneakers, I sized a half size down. So these are 39.5, and that's what I would recommend. And typically that's what I would do with designer sneakers. I don't know what it is. I think the sizing, you need to size down a bit. Some people go a whole size down, but I only went half a size down because I want to be comfortable and I want to wear thick socks. But I found that this was a little bit awkward because if I was coming down the stairs, this would kind of hit the back of the riser. So it took me a little bit of a while to get used to them, and now I can wear them no problem. You kind of get this like motor memory when you start using something. But other than that, perfectly fine. I remembered that because when I wore these, I was like, oh, I still have to kind of break them in, even though they're not uncomfortable. It was just because of that they stuck out a little bit. I don't know why. It just felt a little bit weird at first. I will say that. So expect that, but it'll be fine. I haven't even sprayed these either. They will get dirty, but they don't really look noticeably dirty from far away. But if you really want to, like, I mean, I do have color transfer just from, obviously, like, the way I walk. I kind of sometimes rub my ankles together, so that's why I get, like, I have some frayed stitching here, if you can't tell, just there. But again, they are shoes at the end of the day, and they're going on the ground. So, but again, they're very stylish, very comfortable. I'm even contemplating getting a backup of the black pair because I wear them so much, and I get so much. I even wear these when it's raining out, and no issues at all. I haven't changed out the laces, so I highly recommend these. Super comfortable, super supportive, and they're just all around a very good sneaker. The next pair of shoes is a pair of loafers, actually, and this is from Hermes. These are called the Paris loafers. They are a repeat style. They do have them in various colors. When I purchased these are in this gorgeous neutral color. They call it Havane, but they come in gold as well. Absolutely amazing. These come with the silver hardware. There's got that H detail there. And these are the bottoms. Now, what I was, thankful for is on these particular loafers, it already comes with like this rubber sole on the bottom. So I really appreciate it. I feel like all designer shoes should have that, because a lot of the time you buy designer shoes and it's like a very smooth surface underneath, and they get slippery until you wear them, and often people will get a rubber sole put underneath as well. So I appreciated that these had these. In terms of wear pattern, like, considering how much I've used them, I haven't worn down the heel as much. So really good quality, because usually with some loafers, like, I'll notice, like, if you ever notice on your shoes, always pay attention, you could notice that one of your heels is kind of like worn off a little bit more and it's like slanted. I haven't had that with these, and I wear these a lot. They're very comfortable. I was considering doing a review on these, just solely on these, but I thought I think it doesn't deserve a dedicated video. I think just mentioning my thoughts, because people keep asking and I'm like, I should just do a video. What I did notice is that, because I bought these in 2020 and I did wear them a lot. Looks amazing. This color is just really nice, actually. It goes with a lot of things. Black and white, which is what I typically wear. I do have some wear at the front. Like, it's not that the leather is like scuffed, it's just the color is kind of faded here. And that's because these are kind of long, so depending on how you walk too, right? Like, I will sometimes, like, again, going up the stairs, it'll hit the riser in front of me. So because just how I walk, and I took a size 40 in these, which is my true size. The leather is really nice and thick on these, and they're very comfortable. They really hug your foot. I am considering getting the same pair in black. I think there's one in black that's out with a gold H buckle. There's also a loafer called the Colette loafer, which has kind of a similar buckle as the Roulis, which I like because it's not as logo-y. This H logo can look pretty harsh, but because I guess it's in silver, it kind of blends. It's okay, and it's on your feet, so no one's really noticing. But they do, obviously, I mean, you're gonna have wrinkling, but that's the native. I mean, if your foot didn't move, then you wouldn't be able to walk. Like, that's inevitable. But I really, really do like these. When I store them, I don't stuff them. Maybe I should, but I don't, because I wear these so often. I highly recommend these. So if you get your hands on your size, definitely would be great. Really good to walk in. They're very comfortable. They're not super flat. And all around a really good fall shoe. The next item, I know you won't be able to see, so I'll take my jacket off. The next item is, I think, the Volver boots. So I was contemplating these. These are kind of like a knit sock boot. Okay, and then the heel is, you know, quite chunky, and then it's like a horseshoe, which is kind of cute. And then this is the branding here. So there's no zip because you just kind of pull them on. I actually really like these. They are very comfortable. This is the highest heel. And then of course there's a flat version, and I think there's a mid heel if I'm not mistaken. I thought that these wouldn't be comfortable because it is a knit upper, and your ankle should be well supported when you walk, for support, right? Because if you're doing a lot of walking, you don't want your foot to be moving around a lot, right? You want your ankle to be supported. So if this is flexible, that was my concern. Now, if you're wearing it in flats, of course, they're great. A block heel is a block heel at the end of the day. So I wouldn't say that I would be walking around a lot like I am in sneakers and my feet don't get tired, because obviously a sneaker is going to be different than a heeled boot. But as far as a heeled boot goes, they're quite comfortable. So I don't wear these in the rain, but they do really look great with like a boot cut pant, or if you want to wear them with leggings or a dress. They look really, really nice, very sleek on the foot. If these are something that you're thinking about, I would definitely go for them. Obviously, you're not going to wear them in the rain. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it because it is a knitted upper, so it's not going to really shelter you from the elements. I haven't sprayed these or done any sort of treatment to them. So far, so good. But yeah, I think if you want something comfortable and chic with a heel, this is something that is up your alley. I think I would definitely recommend these, because you can go day to evening with these. But again, you're not running marathons in these, obviously, but it is comfortable for a block heel of this height. So definitely recommend. Now here's a sporty chic look. These are one of my earlier designer shoe purchases. This is very bold of me. The only reason why I purchased these, well, first let's get into it. These are the Fendi, if you can't tell, Rockoko sneakers. I'll show you the other foot because they look different. So there's like Velcro straps. So one side says Fendi, the other side says Love. They're very like trendy, yet I still feel like they fit into my wardrobe. One, because of the brown and the black, which kind of go with everything. So these are like, they'll just work with any outfit, to be honest. And they're like a sock sneaker. Now, when I recommend sneakers, I don't like a soft upper, right? Because I want your foot to be supported. That's why the Chanel Sport Trail sneakers are really good. But sometimes you just want like a cool laid back vibe. You want a little bit of a logo. And I think this is just a touch of logo mania that is good enough. When I first wore these, I took them with me to a conference in Vegas, and it was in like, you know, the winter time. So obviously Vegas during the winter is not hot, but it's not like Canada cold. So I was like excited to wear my new sneakers, but I had to break them in, and I didn't realize this. So when I wore them around, and again, I was wearing socks, like little no-show socks with them, and this bit here was kind of like rubbing on the back of my foot, and I got a cut. So lesson learned, always break in your shoes before you take a trip. So I had applied kinesio tape. If you've seen my trick before when breaking in shoes, I've mentioned using kinesio tape. So I just use that to kind of put it over any spots where there's going to be rubbing, kind of like a band-aid, but kinesio tape, you can cut a bigger piece. and that saved my life. So if you're breaking in shoes, use kinesio tape to kind of cover the areas where you're gonna have rubbing. Then you can wear your shoes, they'll get broken in, and then you're good. But after that, super comfortable. There was no rubbing. And they're still available. I'm pretty sure they're still available. I bought these off Louisa Via Roma. Louisa Via Roma used to carry Fendi. They don't anymore, at least for Canadian and US shoppers. I think if you're in Europe, you can still access their Fendi section, but for us, we can't. And I used because I shop Louisa Via Roma a lot, so I get a lot of points. And I redeemed those points for like 300 euros, which is a lot. So I literally got these, I think almost like half price what they were retail. So it was a nice little purchase, you know, because I tried them on at the Fendi store, and I went online just to see, and I saw that they were cheaper and I had a voucher, so I used them and I got my size, so I got a great discount for a current piece. So if any of you are eyeing these are a good buy.
I wanted to give a brief mention about the recent acquisition I had, which are the Hermes Day Sneakers with the wool shearling lining. So these were new for this season, and some of you asked me how I'm finding them because I did reveal them on my channel before. Now I have worn them a few times, and here are some things you should know. In this particular style, I would go true to size for your regular shoe size. So for instance, I am usually a size 40 in all designer shoes, as I said before, but for designer sneakers, I usually go half a size down. In this case, I did not go half size down. I went true to size just to accommodate for that extra shearling fuzziness on the inside. I did try the 39.5, but I found that they were way too snug, so that's why I kept my true size. Another question I had was, are they comfortable? Yes, of course they're comfortable. They're a sneaker, but they're not as comfortable as the Chanel Sport Trail sneakers I have shown you earlier in this video. The soles of this particular sneaker, the Day sneaker, are quite rigid and stiff, and they are a tad heavy. And so because the sole is not flexible, it does not flex with your foot. And I found that that was quite tiresome to walk with. In fact, my calves got quite achy actually after walking throughout the day. And that doesn't normally happen with my Chanel version. So these are more of a dressy sneaker. They're definitely really, really cool. And they are comfortable, but I wouldn't say they're as comfortable as my Chanel sneaker. I still do recommend them because they are really nice, especially with the Kelly turn lock. I do want to get the white with the gold turn lock, but I just thought these were really special, especially in the black leather with the palladium hardware and the shearling. They look really nice, and I actually got a lot of compliments on these shoes as I was walking. Now, I wore these in temperatures around 10 degrees Celsius. It is getting chilly. I would recommend these for, 5 degrees Celsius, that sort of weather, because they do get really warm. My feet were overheating. I was wearing a thin sock, and with the shearling, of course, my feet were very toasty warm, and this will be very welcome when the weather is colder. So they are a very warm shoe, so just know that. If you live in warmer climates, then you may or may not like the shearling line sneakers. I don't know, but they are very cute nonetheless. Would I recommend these? Absolutely. But in relation to the Chanel Sport Trail sneakers, I don't find them to be as comfortable as those.
So the next and final item, this is just like a review of items that I've worn a lot. So these are the combat boots from Chanel. They were released in 2020, July 2020. They were all the rage, and for right reason, and thankfully they are in the permanent collection. So they do them in the classic calfskin with the gold hardware, but I've also seen them in like a glazed calfskin. I've seen them in white. I've seen them in like a tweed or a knit. But either way, these are really, really great. It has like a statement sort of CC logo here, and this doesn't clip or anything. It just kind of hugs over. And you've got quilting, you've got a nice sole that kind of really grips the ground. I took a size 40, so my true size. Again, I wore these a lot. I don't wear them, well actually no, I did wear them in the snow. I did, not like in deep snow, but there was snow and there was salt everywhere, so if you're caught in something like that, you want to wipe this down right away. I've put a thick sock underneath because they're not super tight on me. They are size 40, so there's some room. So I would say they're a little bit bigger than true to size, right? So I put a thick sock underneath and I was totally fine in the winter, but definitely in the fall winter, these are some really great boots. I've worn them with skirts, dresses, obviously with leggings, and they just look really, really fun and they're very comfortable. So I walked all over Paris on my trip last year in these when I wasn't wearing the sneakers and I wanted to change it up to a boot. I wore these a lot and they looked really good with, you know, skirts and all that because I didn't want to wear heels. I'm walking everywhere. So these were really, really nice and dressy and I highly recommend these. The glazed calfskin was out last year. I think it's still around in stores. So if you're thinking of it, that one also looks really nice because it's really shiny, but I do really highly recommend these. They're not super heavy. I thought that they would be really clunky at the bottom. There's a good weight to them, but they're not super heavy. And height-wise, they're not too high, but they're not too low either, so they are very comfortable to wear. And yeah, that's what I would say. So, you know, if you have a similar style to me and this is something that you are looking to get and add to your collection and you just want to hear my thoughts, then I hope this video is valuable to you because these are the types of videos I feel that are the most watched because they're not cheap items, and I think if anybody is looking into adding designer footwear to the collection, they want to make sure they're making a good purchase. So I hope that my suggestions were helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Ask me in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. Also let me know of any other shoes that you think are worth getting. I'd like to hear your suggestions, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.